Mike? Hey, sorry to bother you at work. Do you have a minute? It's about your mom, and I need to talk to you.
What do you want?
I know you're in the middle of work, but this can't wait.
Haven't I told you not to contact me during work hours? I'm busy.
Yes, I remember your rules.
Then stop messaging me.
No, this is important. I wouldn't text you if it wasn't urgent.
Every single time you message me at work, it's urgent. Last week it was about her medication. The week before that it was about her therapy. You make everything urgent every time.
Those were very important too. Your mother's health matters.
Everything's important to you.
I have real issues that need attention, not just paperwork that can wait. This isn't like the other times.
Right, it's always not like the other times with you. Every single time it's supposedly different and urgent.
Please, just listen.
Important?
Yes, extremely important. Who else would I message about her? You never ask about her otherwise. You should know what's happening with her.
I left you in charge of her care, so handle whatever it is yourself.
That wasn't our agreement. You said you'd still be involved. You promised her you'd still be a part of her life. That's exactly the problem.
What problem? You're there, aren't you?
You've left everything to me for years now.
That's what we agreed on, wasn't it?
We agreed I'd help care for her, not that you'd abandon her completely.
You're home all the time anyway, so it makes sense.
No, I chose to be home to care for her. That doesn't mean you stop being her son. Anyway, that's not what I need to talk to you about.
What is it this time?
Well, today was her doctor's appointment, remember? The one I told you about last week and you promised you'd try to attend? I reminded you like 3 times.
Oh, right, her regular checkup.
No, this wasn't just a regular checkup. You'd know that if you read any of my messages last week.
Okay, and?
In the messages I sent, I told you her symptoms have been getting worse for weeks now. But you never respond to those, and you haven't been home much either.
You're always saying something's wrong. Every little thing becomes a crisis with you.
I've been worried about her condition lately. She can barely eat anymore. She's lost so much weight. The nurses are concerned too.
You worry too much.
She is your mother, but you don't even ask about her.
What do you need from me exactly?
The doctor ran extra tests today. He said she doesn't have much time left.
Well, that's not surprising.
How can you say that? This is your mother we're talking about.
Well, given her age and illness, that is not surprising, is it?
She's been asking about you every single day. She keeps a calendar marking your last visit, wondering when you'll visit.
Honestly, she's lasted longer than expected.
How can you say that? Are you serious? Don't you have anything better to say? Your mother is dying, Mike.
What do you want me to do?
Like maybe you should come see her? Like maybe you should care?
Oh yeah, I guess you won't have to do the caregiving anymore.
Is that really all you can think about? The burden being lifted? How can you be so callous? She raised you by herself, worked 3 jobs to support you. Remember when she'd walk miles to your school events?
Okay, well, you've been at it for almost 10 years now, Sarah. I guess you won't have to do that for much longer.
This isn't about me. This is about your mother needing you.
Good for you. No more burden on you.
No, that's not what I meant. Stop twisting my words. She is your mother, Mike. The woman who gave up everything for you. How can you be so careless about this? She isn't doing well. The doctor said it's serious this time.
I've been expecting this for a while, so nothing more to say.
Expecting it? While doing nothing about it?
Besides, you must have seen this coming too, right?
Only because I've been the one taking care of her. I've noticed her health declining recently, like day by day, while you couldn't even bother to call to check up on her. I have watched her get weaker every day. You haven't even visited her in months.
Exactly.
Exactly what? That you've been absent? That you've abandoned her?
So why act surprised?
Because I thought you'd care. Because I remembered how you used to be, how you used to love her. I thought you'd want to know. She's your mother, Mike. She needs you now, more than ever.
I'm away on a business trip and you're in charge of Mom's care. Just handle whatever comes up.
You're always away on business, every single time she needs you and asks for you, even when she begs to see you, even when she cries at night.
That's what pays the bills, isn't it?
Is that all you care about? Money? While your mother suffers alone?
Stop trying to make me feel guilty.
I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. Your own actions should do that. Come home. The doctor said this time is different. Her vitals are dropping. He said it could be any time now.
You're being dramatic again.
The nurses called the doctor. This is real. It's happening.
We have the best care facility money can buy. They know what to do.
Money isn't what she needs right now. She needs her son. Don't you want to see her at all? While you still can? She keeps looking at the door every time someone walks past, hoping you'll walk through it.
I told you there's nothing to see. I'm on a huge project.
Oh, another big project, like all the others. Do you remember the day she had her surgery?
I can't have any distractions right now.
How can you say that about your own mother? Do you know what she told me yesterday?
Not interested in guilt trips.
This isn't a guilt trip. These are her words.
I already told you how important the project is.
She said she kept your childhood photos, the ones from your baseball games and your graduation. She looks at them every night. She remembers the time when you used to care, when you used to visit.
I'll come back if she dies, but otherwise I don't want any disruptions.
The nurse just checked her vitals again. Her breathing is getting shallow. You are an absolutely horrible person. This woman worked 3 jobs to put you through college. Remember those late nights she'd come home exhausted, but she still made sure you had dinner on the table?
Stop making it sound so dramatic.
I'm being serious. This isn't some drama. This is real.
Yeah, my bad.
Her hands are so cold now. She keeps asking if you're coming. What should I tell her?
Stop getting worked up over everything.
She's dying. The doctor just came back in. That's not just everything. That's your family, your only family.
I'm busy with work, remember?
You're always busy with work. For 10 years, you've been busy, while I watched her health fade. I held her hand through every treatment, through every sleepless night.
That's what we agreed on.
Again, we never agreed you'd abandon her. We never agreed you'd forget she exists.
You volunteered for this.
I volunteered to help care for her, not to replace you. There are things you shouldn't say, even if you're busy. Things a son shouldn't do. Like ignore his dying mother?
Fine, whatever.
Don't whatever this. This is serious.
I need to get back to work.
She's scared, Mike. The nurses say her breathing is changing. She's scared and asking for her son, you.
Just let me know if anything happens with Mom.
Something is happening right now.
I'll come back then.
Then might be too late. The doctor said tonight is critical. Her pulse is getting weaker, so please come see her now.
Yeah, maybe later.
Your meeting can't be more important than this. She is your mother. The doctor just checked again. Where are you now? Are you on your way? You're on your way here, right? The nurse said her breathing changed. It's getting worse. Please tell me you're coming.
No, not yet.
Why not? What could possibly be more important? I told you about your mom. You said you'd come right away. She's asking for you over and over. She keeps whispering your name even now.
There's work handover and stuff to deal with.
Work handover while your mother is dying?
Well, by the sound of it, I don't even know if I'll make it there on time anyway.
How can you say that it doesn't matter?
I'm just saying it doesn't matter when I get there.
She just passed away 10 minutes ago. while you were handling work stuff, while you were choosing work over her. Work! You were always prioritizing work before us. I can't believe it. I thought you were better than that. You decided not to be here for your mom's final moments. She waited for you until her last breath, until the very end.
There was nothing I could have done.
What are you talking about? You could have helped. You could have been here for her.
Like I said before, this is an important project.
More important than your mother's last breath? More important than holding her hand and being beside her? More important than saying goodbye to the woman who gave you life?
I can't drop everything just because she got worse.
She didn't just get worse. She died, Mike. Your mother died. Well, you chose a stupid project over her. How can you say that? Do you know what her last words were? Do you even care?
Mom probably understood anyway.
Yes, she did. More than you know. She said you wouldn't come. She knew her own son too well. She said she didn't care anymore after years of waiting. Tell Mike not to bother coming to see me now. Those were her exact words. Her final message to you.
See? I told you she'd understand. She knows me better than you do.
No, she gave up on you. There's a difference.
I'll be back home tomorrow anyway.
Tomorrow? You just couldn't come back home any sooner, huh? She can't hear you anymore, see you anymore. She can't forgive you anymore. As a mother, she must have wanted to see your face one last time. She kept your picture by her bed, right until the end. She never stopped hoping you would come see her.
Well, like I said, I will be there tomorrow. That's good enough, right? Besides, how was I supposed to know what she wanted from me?
Because she told you. Every time she called, every message she sent.
She must have known I don't have much free time. I'm a busy man.
Free time? For 10 years straight? You didn't have one day to give? Your mother loved you. What could be more important, mom or work? All those meetings and projects that you said you must be there for, were they worth it? You're being absolutely awful, just know that. Your mom won't rest in peace with an attitude like that. She deserved better than this. Better than a son like you.
She should be happy I'm working hard.
Happy? That her son abandoned her?
Though honestly, her timing was pretty bad.
Timing? You're talking about timing? Like she chose this?
Yeah, her dying now.
She didn't plan this. She didn't want to die at all.
Now I have to leave work and come back.
Have to? Like it's a burden?
Could have at least held on until after my business trip.
Your own mother. And you're complaining about timing. How can you be so selfish? Don't you care about your mother's feelings at all? She spent her last days waiting for you, hoping to see your face.
I can't focus on work if she keeps getting in the way.
Getting in the way? By being sick? By dying?
She's been enough trouble with all the caregiving. Least she could do is not cause problems at the end.
Not cause problems? Like her illness was a choice? You never did any caregiving anyway, not 1 minute of it. You dumped everything on me and did whatever you wanted. Not one night of lost sleep for you. Not one missed meeting, not one sacrifice. You ignored her when she was sick, so don't talk about being troubled. I managed her medications every single day. I held her hand through chemo and every treatment. I cleaned her tears when she cried for you, when she asked why you never came.
You get so worked up for a mother-in-law.
A mother-in-law who became my real mother, who loved me like her own.
Aren't you being too sensitive? She's not your actual mom anyway.
While I was caring for her, your mom always apologized. Every single time I helped her, every time I fed her, she'd say sorry for being a burden. Every single day. I'm sorry you have to do this instead of Mike. Those were her words every day for 10 years.
Oh, so she was aware.
Of course she was aware. She saw everything. She knew what was going on.
Thought she was too senile to notice.
She was never senile. How dare you say that about her? She was sick. She knew exactly what was happening. She saw you choose work over her. She always worried about me, even when she was suffering the most. Apologized for my marriage falling apart. She may have been my mother-in-law, but she was my mother too. She treated me like her own daughter, while you treated her like a stranger. I won't let you talk badly about her.
Stop being so emotional.
Emotional? About someone I loved dying?
You're such a pain. Leave me alone.
I'm a pain for caring for your mother.
Well, this is the last time anyway, so whatever.
What do you mean last time?
Mom's gone now, so I'm saying I don't need a caregiver anymore.
A caregiver? After 30 years, is that all I've been to you? All this time, 30 years of marriage?
That's right. I don't need to keep you around.
Just a caregiver, nothing more?
We haven't really been like a married couple anyway.
Because I was caring for your mother when you wouldn't.
We haven't had much time as a husband and wife these past few years anyway.
Because I was caring for your mother. I didn't have time. Well, you lived your life freely and did whatever you wanted.
We've been married for 30 years. Seems like a good time to end it. We had a good run.
You know what? You're right. After today, everything's clear. I agree completely. These 10 years showed me who you really are, the real you. I can't think of you as my husband anymore, and I don't want to. The man I married would have cared. You're not the man I married.
You're acting like my mom now, complaining.
No, I now know who you truly are.
Well, if you don't have complaints, that makes it easier.
I'm just seeing clearly for the first time in years.
So we'll divorce when I get back, right?
That's fine, I'll be happy to. I'll get the divorce papers and have them ready for you to sign.
Okay, we're divorcing, but make sure you handle Mom's funeral properly.
Of course I will. Unlike you, I actually cared about her.
Get everything ready before I get back.
Don't worry about the arrangements. I know exactly what to do.
You were her daughter-in-law, after all. You'll want to attend.
I'll take care of the preparations. Every detail. I wouldn't trust you with it anyway. You'd probably schedule it around your meetings, like you scheduled everything else.
Good, as long as you understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly. Better than you think.
So to be clear, when I get back, we will be taking care of Mom's funeral and our divorce.
Yes, exactly. Everything will be arranged.
That house is my family home, so you'll need to move out.
Don't worry about that either. I don't want to stay in this house anyway.
Then we're done with everything.
Yes. Thank you for everything. For showing me who you really are at the end. For making this decision easy. And goodbye.
Sarah, where are you? I've been standing here for an hour. I've been waiting at the funeral home for an hour. It's almost time for Mom's funeral. Why isn't anyone here? I've been waiting forever. The staff here says they don't know anything.
I'm not coming, so don't bother waiting. I'm busy right now. So you should just leave.
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of joke? You're not attending because we're divorcing? Is this some sort of revenge?
No, this isn't revenge. This is justice.
You can't just skip her funeral.
I'm not skipping anything.
You kept going on about Mom this, Mom that, and now you're being so cold? I don't get it.
We're having the funeral right now. The real funeral. So I don't have time to come to yours. Please don't contact me. We're in the middle of the service.
Funeral? What do you mean right now? What are you talking about?
Your mom's funeral, of course, the proper one. With people who actually cared about her. Your aunts are here, your cousins too. Everyone's here except you. Just like when she was alive.
What? What's going on? What do you mean everyone's there? I've been waiting because you told me it started at this time.
I never told you the real time, just like you never told her the real reasons you couldn't visit. Everyone else knew. Everyone who was there for her.
Wait, so you lied to me?
Like you lied to her? About visiting? About caring?
What's the point of doing this? This isn't funny anymore.
There's no benefit, no gain for me. I'm just following your mother's last wishes, her final request. The only thing she asked of me.
Mom's last wishes? What last wishes? When did she say this? She wouldn't do this.
Yes, the night before she died, while you were in your meeting. Mike is not allowed at the funeral. If he tries to attend, we don't need to have one. Those were her exact words. She was very clear about it. That's what she wanted.
What's that about? You're making this up. I'm her real son, her only son. What kind of mother bans her own son from her funeral? This has to be your idea.
For almost 10 years of care, you never helped once, and you just complained. Then you couldn't even show up for her final moments. You made your choice a long time ago. Every time you missed a holiday, every time you ignored her calls, every time you chose work over family.
So what? She was angry about that? She couldn't have meant it. She wouldn't do this to me.
Not angry, more like indifferent. You became nothing to her. When you treat someone that badly, they become like strangers. That's what you became to her. A stranger who used to be her son. Someone she used to love.
This is ridiculous! The relatives won't stand for this. They'll side with me. No! How do you think they would think of me? Don't!
What they would think of you? Your concern is how everyone would think of you? Don't worry about it. That ship has sailed.
What do you mean by that? What did you do? What have you told people?
You think I could make this decision alone just because of your mom's last wishes? Of course, all the relatives knew what's been going on. They're respecting your mother's wishes. They saw how you treated her, every holiday you missed, every birthday you forgot, every time she cried because of you.
So everyone knew except me? And they agreed to this nonsense? You turned them all against me!
I told you. They respected your mother's wishes, her final request. Someone who never cared about her has no right to object. You made this choice yourself years ago.
That's not the point! What am I supposed to do? If everyone knows, then what do they think of me now? My reputation, my standing in the family!
I already told you it's gone, all of it. Besides, you didn't care about the funeral anyway, right? Just like you didn't care about her. Now, you don't have to attend the funeral, and you can focus on your work. This is what you wanted. You wanted to be away from family obligations.
That's not the issue here! Not attending my own mother's funeral! Do you know how bad that looks? People will talk! They'll ask questions! My career will be affected!
That's exactly why this happened. You only care about appearances and your status. And your image, just like always. Anyway, don't contact me anymore. We're all busy. Goodbye.
Hey, Sarah, what's the meaning of this? Answer me. This is important.
What's wrong now? What are you talking about?
When I got to work today, everyone was talking about how I missed Mom's funeral. What the hell? How do they know? Did you tell everyone? What have you done? Are you trying to ruin my career?
Oh, that. That's simple. Some of your coworkers came to the funeral yesterday. They were wondering why you weren't there, so I told them everything. Every detail. The whole truth.
What? What are you doing to me? Why would they even attend her funeral? They're not even related, or they don't even know her. You set this up. You planned this. You must be trying to destroy me.
How cruel to say they're not related, after all these years. And I didn't set anything up. Some of your coworkers went to high school with you, right? You've known them since then. Your mother baked for their graduations. Maybe you don't remember, but they do. She made those special cookies they loved.
Damn, those guys! This is a betrayal! You had no right.
When their parents passed away, you attended their funerals too, so it's not strange at all. They remembered her kindness, unlike you.
You didn't have to tell them everything. You could have made up some excuse for me.
Make excuses? Like you made excuses to her. We're divorced now. We're strangers. I don't care what happens to you anymore. Just like you didn't care about her, about anyone but yourself.
This is ridiculous. Is this a game to you or something? This is not funny. They must think I'm the worst person. What are you gonna do about this?
I couldn't care less about your reputation. If it can be ruined this easily, maybe it wasn't worth much to begin with. Just like your promises to her. You know, empty words.
That's not true! Do you know how many years I've put into this job? You've ruined everything, and you think you can get away with it?
Your job ruined our lives. You only cared about work, neglected your family, abandoned your own mother, and you think you deserve to keep going on like nothing happened? Actions have consequences, always, even yours.
But still, what am I supposed to do now? How am I supposed to face everyone at work tomorrow?
Just work hard at your precious job. That's all you've ever cared about. Though I don't care if you quit. Your mom and I don't consider you family anymore. So good luck. Suffer alone, like she did. Like you made her suffer. Afterward, Mike lost his position at work due to the rumors and resigned. He became isolated from relatives, and after the story spread to his former classmates, he lost his social connections as well. Of course, having demanded alimony during our divorce, he has no financial cushion either. Now he lives alone in the house his mother left behind. I hope he fully experiences the loneliness and frustration his mother felt, ignored by her own son while living under the same roof. After divorcing Mike, I moved back to my hometown and lived with my parents. Though it won't compare to the nearly 10 years I spent with my mother-in-law, my parents are getting older too, and I want to be there for them until the end. As their daughter, I intend to stay by their side in their final days.